What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about what are the 3 phases that you're going to experience as you grow your restoration company. Guys, in this video, we're going to talk about as you launch your company or you bolt on your startup division, what does it look like when you start at zero? From zero to $1 million plus per year with mitigation, you're going to experience what I'm going to say are 3 phases, okay? In this video, we're going to talk about those 3 phases. We're going to talk about the problems and the challenges that you're going to incur as you hit those things. Basically, it's this. If you own a restoration company, you don't want to miss this video. Let's go. Okay, guys, so let's get started. And I want to first tell you this. I want to define a startup as this. That doesn't mean it's a brand new business, but if you are bolting on a water damage division, it's a new vertical, it's a new anything, I'm calling that a startup, okay? I'm calling that a startup. Doesn't mean that you've never owned a business before, and it doesn't mean this business is brand new. If this is a new division on an existing business, we're calling that startup. Now, the reason why we're talking about that is this. Once you launch your company or launch your division, there's really one big primary pain, one big primary problem that you've got. And the milestone is this: you're not at critical mass. So the milestone that you need to reach is critical mass. I was talking to a client the other day and they're like, well, what is critical mass, Shane? I'm like, okay, well, I'll take this time to clarify to you guys as well. Critical mass is what I would define as the moment that a company becomes economically viable or sustainable. In other words, you now have more revenue, more profit than you have expenses. You are profitable, okay? Once you launch your company, once you're operating your business, every day, every week, every month that you are not profitable, that means you're not at critical mass. Once you hit critical mass, that means you're profitable. If you're not at critical mass, that's very painful, and the only thing you need to worry about is reaching critical mass. There could be situations where you've got a little runway, you've got some launch capital or whatever it is. You should have a clear path and a clear plan to reach critical mass immediately and as soon as possible, okay? If you're not there, that's the biggest problem you got, okay? And so that's the first thing. So phase 1, you must reach critical mass. What is critical mass? That is the moment when your profit is greater than your expenses. And guys, if you notice right here, I've got for phase 2, I've got clean it up. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by this. You may come in and be profitable and happy at the $300,000 mark and then the $400,000 and $500,000 mark, but then you hit 7 or 8 and then 1 million, 1.2 or 1.6. And like sometimes the bigger you get, the less money you make. The reason why that is we're going to talk about that's what you got to do in phase 2. They did not execute phase 2. Phase 1, reach critical mass. Most people typically do that. If they don't reach critical mass within 6 to 12 months, they're gone or they quit. But a lot of them will reach critical mass, but they fail to do what they need to do in phase 2, which is this. Clean it up, baby. You got to clean things up. What do I mean by that? When you start your business, you're going to do things that you maybe don't want to do, okay? You're going to go places you don't want to go. You're going to offer things you don't want to offer. I mean, it's just, why? Because you got to reach critical mass and you're going to do whatever you got to do to get there, okay? But the problem is this, once you reach critical mass, like now you've got some cash, now you need to start marking things off the list that are costing you money or that aren't profitable. Let me tell you an example that we did when I started my company. First off, I didn't start as a restoration company. We started as a handyman. Literally, I did whatever I needed to do to make $700 in a week. We would make more offerings or do whatever, but I would do anything like picking up trash, dude. I would do whatever it took. But over time, then we started focusing on where I wasn't doing any direct labor, but then I was overseeing the stuff, right? I was also traveling further than I needed to do. Okay, so I didn't need to travel 30 minutes or an hour to do things I didn't want to do. We cleaned our service offering up. Same thing happened when we got into restoration. Once I launched my water damage division, we were traveling just about an hour each way to go do jobs. We did it because we had to, all right? But you can't do that for long term. I'm okay with you doing it in the short term, but it's not sustainable. I did it in the interim because sustainability wasn't my core problem. Cash was. So do what you got to do to get that cash. But here's my point. Once you start hitting that cash mark, baby, you got to clean it up. And if you don't clean it up, that's what happens. You keep stacking crappy job types on top of crappy job types, and you're doing things you shouldn't do in areas you shouldn't do them for less money than you should get. And baby, the next thing you know, you got a big unprofitable company. Congratulations. And so you don't want that. If you look at the first bullet point, I've got Recon, mold, water. You want to clean up your job types, guys. You might start doing Recon in the early days, all right? But you got to quit doing that Recon because mold is more profitable than Recon and water is more profitable than mold, okay? Once you hit critical mass, okay? Once you hit critical mass, you want to remain at critical mass, but you want to pull the crappy stuff out of the net. You want to pull the crappy stuff out of the net. You want to clean up the job mix, clean up the job types. That's number one. Secondly, raising your prices. You got to sharpen up your skills, okay? You've got to stop doing cash jobs and start doing claims. A lot of guys, they will say, well, Shane, I'm doing 15, 18 jobs a month. I'm like, yeah, they're $2,000 a piece, man. That's too much work, not enough money. You got to start doing claims. You got to start learning how to convert them to claims, and your claims got to be worth some money. When your claims and your cash jobs are worth the same, you've got a bunch of problems. You have a bunch of problems. I'm just telling you. We can solve those. If this is where you're at, go to workwithshane.com and let's talk, because there's some really easy things you can do to implement to fix this. There's some easy things you can do to fix this. And I'll tell you this while we're here. Reaching critical mass can be done very easily by turning on the right internet sources. We've got a program called our test drive, $500. Guys come in, it's got a money back guarantee. And I've had several guys come in and make $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $50,000 in that time frame of the 30-day test drive just by turning on the internet. It just works. But you got to turn on the right things, right platforms, right service offerings, answer the phone the right way. It'll work, okay? So clean up your job type, get your cash jobs to claims. And then the other thing is you got to clean up your referral mix, okay? So I'm going to show you this. Recon to mold to water, cash jobs to claims. Property managers are pretty good for cash jobs, okay? But they're not going to be good for claims. You want to get rid of your property manager referrals and the internet. The internet's better than property managers because the internet can at least be claims, but plumbers is going to be better than all of them, guys. And look, I can't help it. I'm biased. Like, I'm just telling you, I've tried all of these. I've done all of these, and residential water damage claims referred to you by plumbers is just the top of the mountain. It's the top of the mountain, okay? So once you get more water and their claims and they're from plumbers, I didn't even mean to chart that out that way, but if you see this little here, water, claims, plumbers. Once you get that, guys, that's going to equal more profit, better jobs, and that is you niching down, okay? That is phase two. The dollar amount that you're going to hit whenever you do that, it's typically going to be somewhere between $40,000 and $80,000, somewhere in there. Like, you're going to be making good money. Just to recap, phase one, critical mass. Phase two, you got to clean up your house, baby. You got to get water jobs, clean up your job types. You got to clean them up your cash pays to claims, and then you got to get your better referral partners to plumbers. And here's the next thing. Property managers, they work with renters. You don't want them. Insurance agents will send you all over the world, and the internet attracts crazy people. Guys, when you work for plumbers that charge a lot of money, plumbers only service a small service area, okay? Plumbers service a small service area. If you don't want to be driving 45 minutes away from your house, then you need to find out what plumbers dominate your area, and those are the girls you got to get. You clear? And that's another reason why I love plumbers. Agents will send you too far away. The internet they'll call you to dry out a trailer. I'm telling you, Trailer Trash will never call a plumber that costs $500 to detach and reset a toilet, because they ain't paying $500 for that. And you want to work for the plumbers that charge $500 to detach and reset a toilet. So phase one, critical mass. Phase two, get it clean. Phase three, let's talk about some scale. Phase one, our critical mass. That's our Restoration Profits Test Drive. We can hit you there easy. It's a 30-day program. That is not hard. Phase two, getting it all cleaned up with plumbers, that takes a little more time. We've got one for it's an Ignite program for that. Like, that's building relationships. That right there is not easy. But notice I said 40 to 80 grand a month, guys. 40 is going to be low and slow, okay? You put a little internet and some plumbers in there, and you should be consistently hitting $60,000 to $80,000 a month of mitigation. And you can do it with one truck, okay? But that's in phase two. That will be our Ignite program. Now, phase three, this is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. So here's the problem. What happens once you start getting over 3 jobs a week, over $6,000 or $7,000 a job? You're at $1 million, okay, per year with a truck. Congratulations, but you probably want to go spend that money. So you're going to need some systems, and you're going to need to simplify your business. So that's what we go back to next. You need to scale, but before you scale, you have to simplify your business. This is the moment in time at which we personally got off xactimate, okay, because we needed to be able to spit our estimates very quickly. We had to use the claim control method. That's just what we did, okay? But you've got to be able to spit out an estimate very quickly, and you got to have a good project manager who can run these things. And if you're the owner, you may still be running this stuff. And that's the reason why I say we have to remove the owner. Because before I bring in your project manager, we have to bring him into a system that works. But you don't need a project manager until you got 3 water jobs coming in, okay? How you gonna pay for him? How are you gonna pay for him? A couple technicians, a truck or two, and you, baby. That's it. And until you're getting 3 water jobs a week, like, why do you need a bigger company? 2 guys, if you ain't got 3 jobs a week, what are they doing? Y'all just sitting there playing chess? You know what I'm saying? Can't be doing that mold, you gotta be doing them water jobs, okay? But once that happens, you got to go to phase 3, which is scale your business. And in order to scale your business, you got to simplify it, okay? I'll show you what we do. You have got to have some dashboards to run your business, okay? So here's an example of the dashboards you're gonna need. You're gonna have to build the team. You gotta have some roles and responsibilities, and we got these things. I'm gonna do a whole other video on these roles and responsibilities, okay? But you gotta clean up your house. You have to get it organized. Mitigation manager, project manager, lead technician, estimator. Like, guys, I built this, okay? This is what we did. You gotta have a clear set of objectives, roles, and responsibilities for your team before they come in to work for your team, okay? But you gotta bring them in, you gotta give them what they need, show them what they need. And then you as the owner, you're gonna need some workflows, and you got to go paperless, okay? You've got to understand the life cycle of the job. I have not made a video on this. I will make a video on that. I have not done this yet. I didn't even know I had this on this page. Here was the part that I wanted to show you. You need to have some dashboards when you come into that, all right? So this is an example of some dashboards that we would have, okay? Where you could see how much mitigation came in 2 weeks ago, how much you've got in receivables, okay? And then the other thing that was really important is this guy right here. You need to have some call tracking where you know where every lead is coming in. From Google Maps, 33-mile radius, guys, like, this is the stuff that we had in my company. You gotta have this, and we can build this stuff out for you too. You gotta have a dispatch view. A dispatch view is what you're looking at right here, where you can see all pending jobs that came in, who referred them to you, how'd you get them? What do you know? What do you see there? Plumber, internet, plumber, Google. Voila, I eat my dog food, baby. And there's some more plumbers. You've gotta have pending sales. You gotta know what jobs are waiting for you, and you gotta know what's next for those things, and you gotta know what work in progress is, okay? You gotta know what's there. I'm just showing you these are the things that you're gonna have to have, and you gotta have a list of dashboards to show you how much money is owed to you, okay? If we have a $13,000 estimate and we got it approved for $13,600, how much have you received? Like, these are the dashboard things that you're going to need, okay? But this is gonna be more of a phase 3 type product or a phase 3 program as you scale your company. So let's go back to what we're looking at here, guys. Phase 1, hit critical mass. Phase 2, clean up your job type. Go from recon to mold to water, go from cash to claims, and get out of the property manager business and do internet and plumbers. You will get more profit, you will get better jobs, and niche down. And then phase 3, this is gonna be once you're at or near $1 million, you need to simplify your business, and you need to do those things that we just showed you over there, okay? And guys, we can help you get there, but we don't start at phase 3. We start right up here. If you ain't getting 3 water jobs a week from plumbers right here, you need to start at phase 2. You need to start at phase 2, okay? So hopefully this is helpful for you guys. These are the big things you need to focus on, okay? Startup, hit your critical mass, and once you come into phase 2, you gotta clean up your job mix. Phase 3, you have to simplify your business and get your dashboards so you can scale the stuff out. Every day when you come into your office, you need to have a dispatch view that shows you pending sales and work in progress. And that is what the project manager looks at. That is what the owner looks at, okay? And guys, if you want, drop a comment down below and I can do some more videos on different things, different aspects like the life cycle of a job. That would be a good one too. And I'm probably gonna do one on the roles and responsibilities so you can kind of understand a little more about what piece you need to add in your business as your business grows. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, I've got 3 things for you. Number 1, if you haven't yet, click on my face below and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Okay, we put out new content each and every week. Also, if you want me to help you grow your company, go to workwithshane.com. Workwithshane.com, put in your information, we can get on a call and see how we can help you grow your company. Lastly, there'll be some other videos right here. If you want to watch more content about growing your restoration company, check out one of these videos. We'll see you guys on the next one.